All right, the other one, we're not going to talk much about this one. Will Levis leaving the game early. So it was Mason Rudolph against Tyler Huntley. If I was Tennessee, I'd probably start Mason Rudolph the rest of the year. He looked much more competent than Will Levis has ever looked because he doesn't turn the ball over, and he got that from his time in Pittsburgh. I mean, Rudolph doesn't give you much, but he's not going to turn the ball over, which is something that Will Levis is usually good for about one turnover per quarter. Tyler Huntley didn't play all that well either. Titans ended up running away with it. TJ Spears and Tony Pollard had a nice little second half. Titans scored 31. First time they've scored 30-plus points since 2021. Back when Ryan Tannehill was their quarterback and A.J. Brown was their leading receiver. Weren't those the good old days, huh? Back when the Titans were actually good, when Derrick Henry. Been a while, but they do win their first game of the season, and that leaves only one winless team left in the league. There's two undefeated teams, Chiefs and Vikings, and there is one winless team, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's only week 4. It's not even today's October 1st. I mean, that's pretty impressive that every team other than one won a game in September. And it does show some parity. And we're going to start seeing pretty soon here, probably starting this week, there's going to be a lot less upsets, right? September, there's always a bunch of upsets because everybody's healthy. And when you're all in full health, it's a lot closer than we think, right? When every team's defense is healthy, even the great quarterbacks are going to struggle early in the season against a fully healthy defense. And so you see teams that you don't think are all that good holding great quarterbacks to fewer points. Also, there's a preparation factor. Guys don't play as much in the preseason. Veterans are a lot more fresh in September. So again, older teams oftentimes can look more competitive earlier in the season. And so there's always a bunch of upsets in September. And then in about October, when teams start to break away, the upsets start to go away. Because all of a sudden, guys start getting hurt, and all of a sudden we see the good teams overcome the injuries. And particularly the good quarterbacks overcome the injuries. The bad teams, the bad quarterbacks, can't overcome the injuries. So in October, November, the good teams are locked in. They're fighting for position. And the bad teams are always pretty banged up. They can't overcome the injuries. And eventually, when you start accumulating losses, there is a mental factor as well, where when you're 1-2 or 2-2, even if you're a bad team, you can still win a game. You know, guys don't think about it like that. They're just trying to win. But once you're 1-4 or 2-5, the mental side of the game starts to get tough. So we're going to start seeing the upsets go away, and we're going to start seeing teams like Tennessee and Miami lose every single week. And then the upsets will come back. Don't worry. If you like upsets, stay tuned for December, right? September and December are the months with all the upsets. Nobody gets upset in October because all the good teams are locked in. December, they start taking the bad teams lightly. And by December, there's so many guys hurt that it's just a toss-up at that point. So in December and September is when all the upsets are happening. So get ready for a lot of favorites to start winning and covering, and a lot of home favorites to win in the next couple of weeks. I think that's what we're going to see here. Dolphins won't be favored much. They need Tua back. They really do.